Greetings and welcome to a new episode of A Story Every Week, brought to you by me. Today's story is special, even though when you see its title, you might think, I know this, it's about the Champions League anthem. Yes, you do know it, but today we'll dive into details that may never have been discussed before. We'll explore topics related to the Champions League anthem, opening our eyes to a musical and footballing miracle at the same time. There is no sports song, no sports anthem more famous than the Champions League anthem. Unrivaled. Even though most of us don't know its lyrics beyond the champions, it has become an iconic, historic anthem, even a standard for sporting success. We've reached a point where people say, such and such club's fans are longing to hear the Champions League anthem in their stadium. It has become a symbol. Playing it in your stadium is proof of your success. Many of us feel tense when we hear it before big matches. Our skin tingles. I can talk about it endlessly. It has become the national anthem of football. A musical masterpiece sung by the magicians Zidane, Messi and Ronaldo, pouring his heart and nerves onto the pitch. It didn't become famous because it's a classic song performed by a legendary figure, nor because it's joyful and wild like Waka Waka. No, it's entirely different, just 4 or 5 words with classical music. Yet it has become one of the most important sporting trademarks. What's the story behind this anthem? Why did it succeed? How did the idea even come about? Let's dive straight into the story. 1992, the birth of a new era. In 1992, Barcelona won the Champions League against Sampdoria, their first European title under Johan Cruyff. Guardiola was there, the man who later returned to lead Barca to glory in 2011. That was the last triumph in the old format of the Champions League. UEFA was working hard, trying to create a new system, one that was more widespread, marketable and fast-paced. They partnered with a marketing agency called Team, who proposed a commercial vision. The tournament needs a special aura, a unified identity. Every match should feel the same, every kit, every player must bear the Champions League logo. But they wanted something more unifying. They looked at the World Cup and noticed something powerful. The national anthem played before every match, a grand moment. They thought, we'll create an anthem, but this time there's no nation. The tournament itself is the nation. The Champions League will have its own anthem. Why did they insist on music? At the time, there was a rising concept branding through music. A professor named David Huron wrote in 1989, "Music can achieve all your branding goals." This idea influenced many, including Gustavo Brangel, whose company specialized in musical branding.
Take this tune. What is it? You'd instantly recognize it. Super Mario. You didn't need to see the logo. The music alone defined it. The same goes for the iPhone ringtone. You hear it and you know. That's the power of musical branding.
The composer, Tony Britten. In November 1992, Team chose Tony Britten, a London-based composer and Crystal Palace fan, to create the anthem. He specialized in TV ad soundtracks and film scores. Luckily, he was British, because if he weren't, we wouldn't have the anthem we know today. Here's the first deep revelation. The anthem's melody isn't new. It dates back to 1727, nearly 300 years ago. It's an old composition by George Frideric Handel called Zadok the Priest, used in the coronation of King George II. If you listen to a few seconds of the original, you'll say, "This sounds like our anthem." Why did they choose a 300-year-old melody? UEFA initially wanted something modern, suggesting we are the champions, but the marketing team rejected it. No, that's overused. We need something noble, majestic, something that instills awe.
They told me, we want classical music. So I asked, what lyrics? And they replied, we don't know. What exact music? We don't know.
So Tony gathered classical pieces and played them. When he reached Zadok the Priest, he took only the first segment, not the whole piece. He clarified, "People wrong me by thinking I copied it entirely. No, I only took the intro. The rest is my original composition." After finalizing the music, they needed lyrics. Again, UEFA had no idea. Tony said, "The tournament is about the best clubs, the champions facing each other." So he wrote scattered phrases with the same essence: the best, the masters, the champions, the grand event. He translated them into UEFA's 3 official languages, English, German and French. The result, our legendary anthem. Did UEFA expect this success? No, reports suggest they thought it would last 2 or 3 years before they'd replace it. Nobody imagined it would outshine the tournament's logo itself. Today, when you think of the Champions League, you hear the anthem before you see the logo. What does the composer get? Tony Britten still earns royalties from broadcasts, though not millions, a decent amount, except in China and Russia, where copyright laws differ. UEFA also invites him to every final, where he meets legends like Zidane, Pele and more. Fun fact, Tony is a Crystal Palace fan. His greatest musical work will likely never play at his own club's matches. How do players react to the anthem? Steven Gerrard, back in 2005, said, "When I heard it in the final, my neck froze from tension." Gareth Bale once said, "I came to Real Madrid to hear this anthem every year." Lionel Messi shared, "When you hear it, you know it's a special day." Kim Kallstrom described it as, "It has a magical effect." Erling Haaland admitted, "I have it as my alarm. I'd get tired of any other song, but not this one." Andrea Pirlo said, "When you hear it, you know it's not just a league match, it's a battle." Thiago Silva added, "It makes you tremble." The anthem's unbreakable legacy. Marketing firms rank it as the most recognizable element of the Champions League, even more than the logo itself. Some say UEFA periodically considers changing it, but realizes it's impossible. One economic magazine compared it to Coca-Cola's red color. Imagine Coke without red, you wouldn't recognize it. The same goes for the Champions League, you wouldn't know it without its anthem. Secret fact, the stadium version is exclusive. The version played in stadiums is different from the one in ads. The original is strictly reserved for match days, no broadcasts, no commercial use. Final thoughts. Some critics say the anthem feels sad, not matching football's excitement, but its greatness doesn't come from the melody or lyrics alone. It's the historic moments. Manchester United's 1999 comeback, Liverpool's 2005 miracle, Ramos's 93rd minute header, Zidane's volley, Barcelona's dominance, Bayern's resilience, Buffon's heartbreaks. These epic moments loaded the anthem with emotion. When we hear it, we feel 300 years of music and decades of football history. And there you have it. I hope I've told this story differently than usual. The untold story behind the music that turns footballers into legends and stadiums into cathedrals. But this anthem belongs to you as much as UEFA. So tell me, which moment made your soul tremble? Or the first time you heard it live, when the stadium lights hit your face? Drop your story in the comments. Let's build the greatest collection of Champions League memories together. And if this video gave you goosebumps, do me one favor, share it with someone who understands. Because real football fans don't just watch history, they feel it in their bones. I'm Anthem from HG Foot 4K, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Peace.